I want to begin with about creating and sustaining momentum. I learned this when I was in my early 20s. I had taken on I looked at it as a job. I guess it was a bit of an opportunity. It was commissioned, so I wasn't employed by anybody, but I was recruited to come to Southern California to work under a gas company, a utility company program, where I went out in the street and I literally knocked on doors. I knocked on doors and I asked people if they wanted to get their home insulated. Well, over here in the United States and in many parts of the world, there's something they put in the walls and in the ceilings of the house. It's called insulation. And they blow it in through a pipe. And it's mainly made up of treated newspaper shreddings. It's treated with a chemical to keep it from burning. And so it keeps your house cold when it's hot outside, so it keeps it cool. And when it's cold outside, it keeps your house inside warm. They call it insulation. So the gas company had a program where they would give a rebate to people for 1 year. They had it going on for a year. If you did the work, they would rebate you $345. And so a friend of mine called me up and said, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to knock on doors and see who wants to get this done. And we're going to have them endorse or sign their rebate form to us. So we'll wait for the rebate. We'll do the work and we'll wait for the rebate. Well, I came down to California and I thought, this is great. I can go out and do this. $345 these people get. Well, to insulate their house, some homes that were small, I could do it for about $300 all the work. Well, imagine that. You give something for free and you get $45 in your pocket. Didn't work. Nobody would buy it. And I was thinking, people are crazy. I'm giving it away. Well, I learned that at least in America, people don't believe you when you say free. So I started charging people $100 when I knocked on their door. And I sold them like hotcakes. I mean, every day I was knocking out 10 of these. So I was making, $1,000 a day at some points, some days. And so what I learned was how I could create momentum. So I started getting smart. Rather than going into a block down the street, knocking on doors, I started targeting mobile homes. Corey, if you can control the noise, please, thanks. Mobile homes. So these mobile home parks have trailers in them, and a trailer, you could insulate also the ceiling and the walls, and so I would knock on one. I thought these people live close together, so they see each other, what's going on. Well, I would work really hard. I'd pick a trailer home, because they're all like in a trailer home, and some of these trailer parks or trailer homes would have 200 or 300 of these trailers in them. Well, I would find one person that I could get to say yes and do this. Once I found one, I would immediately call the truck, the guys that do the work, and I'd say, I need you guys out here on such and such day at 9 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning, crack of dawn, all right? I mean, that you can't make noise at certain hours, but about 8, 9 o'clock, they could start. They come pulling into that place with their equipment, and they turn it on, making all this noise, all this racket. All of a sudden the neighbors are looking out the window. I took advantage of that. I made noise, all right? So now I knock on the neighbors and I say, hey, Joe and Mary across the street are getting this done. It costs them $145 and having this done to keep it nice and cool in the summertime and warm in the wintertime. And, well, then all of a sudden I said, well, if Joe and Mary are doing it, I guess we'll do it too. And I got 2 of them doing it. I would knock on the next door neighbor's house, and I tell them, well, Joe and Mary and Paul and Sabrina are doing it. And then say, well, if they're doing it, we'll do it. Pretty soon, I would get literally 85 to 90% of that trailer park I would get completed, all right? You're never going to get 100%. It's the same way in this business. Friends of mine taught me this that were masters in a company called New Skin. Some of you might have heard New Skin. The founders are friends of mine. Clara McDermott, Craig Tillotson, Craig Bryson, Scott Tillotson, and Nathan Ricks. Those guys were masters at creating momentum. And they would use me. When they first called me about New Skin, and this sounds funny, I joked and said, oh, it sounds like a condom company to me. And the joke's on me. They've done well. But what they would do is they would start calling people that I knew, and then they would call me back saying, oh, so-and-so's doing this. And so they would try to get under my skin, and they would call me back and tell me how well they were doing, all right? Well, eventually they stop calling me because you start getting more selective as you build your business where you put your time. But in the beginning, you don't know. So you let everybody know. You broadcast it. You share it with people. So when you start your business, you're talking to your warm market, you're talking to people, you're looking for just that one person that's going to follow, all right, and say, you know what, this looks good based on its merits. And that's what I look at, all right? I look at the validity of a company, of a product, of the upline, the people that are involved. What's the culture like? What are they doing? What are they creating? What is their why? Why is the company doing this? What I've learned in this business of network marketing is that 99% of the companies out there, they do it for money, okay? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I am saying beware, because if that's the focus, it means that they will have an exit strategy. The founder of the company or the owner of the company will have an exit strategy at some point, whether it's to sell the company, all right, to someone else, go public with the company, which to me is death to a network marketing company. Case in point, Amway just bought all their stock back. They were public. They bought it all back to go private again. Why'd they do that? In our industry, you know, public people don't understand our industry very well. Therefore, they don't tend to buy into it, you see. But we're trying to get people to understand networking, social marketing, and so forth. So the public in general doesn't buy stock. The distributors do because they love their company. So it's basically distributors buying the stock. My point is this, though. David Lisenby would not take For Life public. Why? It's not about the money to him. It's about the legacy. It's about the culture. Why do we have our three pillars, our three rocks in the front of the company? Science, success, and service. And David Lisenby and Bianca Lisenby, they take that very seriously. Science is where we invest a lot of money because we want to make sure that people know and realize our products are based on real science to the point they're certified. They're certified for the quality, they're certified for the efficacy, and they work, all right? So this is not just, I call it Me Too stuff, where you can get it anywhere. You know, Me Too, a lot of Me Too companies out there that sell, you know, the same thing, same old thing everybody sells, all right? We've got something very unique, very exclusive, and we're carving our niche out in the health and wellness. We're looking for that first follower that's willing to follow you because you talked to them, you told them, you applied your skills in bringing them into your business to work with them, to teach them, to help them be successful, understanding that you serve your downline. Your downline doesn't serve you, you serve them. When they see that, then you're going to start bringing in some followers. And that's how you create the beginning of momentum. Once you bring in that first follower, you show the other people that didn't follow you that, hey, you've got a first follower. You make that public. How do you do that? You can do it on Facebook nowadays. You can do it on Instagram, but you show people, and you can call the people back that said no and said, look, you know, now don't call people to the point where you're harassing them. Again, remember I say, we're not trying to convince people, all right? We entice them, we show them, we sort through the people, and we focus on the ones that are ready. So if you think you know someone that you feel is ready, but they don't think they're ready, it's okay, get back to them because you think they're ready. But when you realize they're not ready, put them on the back burner, let them simmer a while. That's what I do. I don't get rid of them. I put them on the back burner and I get back with them, just like Craig Tillotson did with me when he was working New Skin back in the day. It was 1984, I believe it was, okay? He would just call me back and say, hey, so-and-so just joined. We've got some great momentum stuff. And he would get under my skin, all right, to the point where I was just like, leave me alone, Craig, all right? Because I was focused on what I was doing, but he was good, right? That's what you want to do. Make it public, show people what you're doing, and show them your success. It's okay. You go on a cruise, you win, for example, here, the Business Builder bonus. You put that up, show people, put it up on your Facebook. So-and-so just got a Business Builder bonus. Great. Congratulations. Extra $50 in your pocket or extra $200 in your pocket. Kel, let's watch a video now. It's called Leadership Dancing Guy. All right? Many of you have seen it, but this time we're going to watch it with TED Talks. All right? TED Talks is really good, by the way, on YouTube. If you want to catch a video now and then to listen or learn something about business, I do like TED Talks. And so let's go here now. My screen should be shared.
and gentlemen, at TED, we talk a lot about leadership and how to make a movement. So let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons from it. First, of course, you know, a leader needs the guts to stand out and be ridiculed. But what he's doing is so easy to follow. So here's his first follower with a crucial role. He's going to show everyone else how to follow. Now notice that the leader embraces him as an equal. So now it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Now there he is calling to his friends. Now if you notice that the first follower is actually an underestimated form of leadership in itself. It takes guts to stand out like that. The first follower is what transforms a lone nut into a leader. And here comes a second follower. Now it's not a lone nut, it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd, and a crowd is news. So a movement must be public. It's important to show not just the leader, but the followers, because you find that new followers emulate the followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, and immediately after, 3 more people. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point. Now we've got a movement. So notice that as more people join in, it's less risky. So those that were sitting on the fence before now have no reason not to. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, but they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. So over the next minute, you'll see all of the those that prefer to stick with the crowd, because eventually they would be ridiculed for not joining in. And that's how you make a movement. But let's recap some lessons from this. So first, if you are the type, like the shirtless dancing guy, that is standing alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals. So it's clearly about the movement, not you. Okay, but we might have missed the real lesson here. The biggest lesson, if you noticed, did you catch it? Is that leadership is over-glorified. That yes, it was the shirtless guy was first, and he'll get all the credit, but it was really the first follower that transformed the lone nut into a leader. So as we're told that we should all be leaders, that would be really ineffective. If you really care about starting a movement, have the courage to follow and show others how to follow. And when you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first one to stand up and join in. And what a perfect place to do that, TED. Thanks.
All right, so I like that video, you guys, because it says a lot in just a real small, short message. To me, the most important thing is don't make this about you. Show your success, all right, and show people what you're doing. We all want to show people. That's how you create the momentum, build momentum, by showing people. But to me, the most important is when you have that first follower, you edify them, you embrace them. You make them a superstar. Build superstars. By building superstars and edifying them, they'll return that. They'll reciprocate by edifying you as well. We edify each other. That's very important that public sees that. They see that we've got this great energy going of edification, and that creates momentum. But make it simple. Use the KISS method. We say keep it simple and stupid, all right? And we don't want people to think that this business is real hard to do. It's not. It's a simple business. It's not easy. It's work, but it's simple work. It's just talking, sharing. But by embracing that first follower and then showing the crowd, hey, this first person over here, they're doing it. You can do it too. And then you get 2 going. And then you show everyone, look, we got 2 going here now. And then pretty soon you got a 3rd one. It reminds me of the man in the circus. Remember the guy in the circus? You've all been to a circus. He starts spinning a plate, and he's doing this on a stick. And then he gets 2 plates going. Now he's got 2 hands doing this, 2 sticks going. Well, pretty soon he does 3. Now he's going like this, but he's got to get that 3rd one going. And then he's got 4. Well, after a few minutes, he's got like 10 going. He's running back and forth, keeping them all going. That's how this business is. You get 1 person started, you're working with them, you're edifying them, you're building them up. You get into the people that they know, because the people that they know don't know you. Therefore, you'll actually be more successful with those people, and you can transform and change and be the great leader that you dream of being, because strangers will they'll let you change. They'll let you be who you want to be. Those that know you don't want you to change, okay? It's not they don't want you to change. It's just that they know who you are, and they will resist it. They will resist change. That's why I always say when you get that first person sponsored, get into the people that they know. You'll find it as presenting and talking, you'll be much more successful, okay? But show your people, your warm market of people that you know, show them what you're doing. Hey, I'm over here working with this person and they're growing. Get a second person going, and you show your people what you're doing. And a third, I did that. Pretty soon I started getting phone calls from friends of mine